Is it not true that so many businesses and so many professions actually require that the customer or client is foolish and stays foolish? And if the customer or client actually gains wisdom, then the business will have to shut down. It is quite unlikely that a lawyer will teach you tolerance, peace, and compromise. Might just happen, miraculously, but unlikely. It is quite unlikely that an insurance agent would teach you fearlessness and freedom from insecurity. And why talk of the poor agent? It's a thing with that entire industry. Or an arms manufacturing giant. Is it going to pray for global peace? Or a fizzy drinks company selling carbonated drinks? Is it going to pray that the world switches to healthy drinks, fresh juices? Is that going to happen? But look at the number of people that they employ. We are talking of giant MNCs here, right? And the very existence, let alone profits, of those firms depend on the customer remaining foolish. They would actively want to promote foolishness among their customers. And that's why they need to advertise so much. Have you ever wondered how much of the processing power of your smartphone do you actually use? Most people do not use even a small fraction of the processing power of their laptops or their smartphones. But they still change their mobiles, their handsets every year. What for? If people had any wisdom, there would be so many companies that would go bankrupt. Obviously, in such places that are founded on falseness, anything that reveals the falseness of the place would be hardly welcome. They would want all their employees to put on a pretense. They would say, act as if you all are happy. Take, for example, schools. You know what kind of industry that is. If the parents had any wisdom, what would happen to the schools? Isn't it imperative for the schools that the parents remain astoundingly foolish? Otherwise, who would pay lakhs and lakhs to a so-called international school? We know what is the real value that a school delivers. We know how much of that is purely superficial. That's one mark of a toxic organization. People would be all required to wear a certain uniformity. Speaking your heart out would be unwelcome. You would be encouraged to be a regular fellow. You know what is meant by being a regular fellow? Not one of the outliers. The moment you digress a little, you will be called a maverick. And they'll say, no. We are a very disciplined and professional organization. We do not want mavericks. We want disciplined machines. You're not in the office to talk heart. You are in the office to talk work. And that clearly means that there is no heart in the work. And that's why it's required to have a watertight separation between personal and professional life. That's the second mark of the toxic organization. It will say personally you can be anything, but professionally you must be a regular guy. The real organization will find it very difficult to keep your personal and professional self separate. You want to be at one of such places? Really? Your bank statement does not represent the totality of your life. Please. It only represents something that is numerical. It does not represent what you really have or what you are really losing. Your bank statement is really a very, very poor and an extremely partial indicator of your riches. It represents actually nothing at all. If you are relying on your bank statement to know your net worth, you probably require a course in higher arithmetic. What else is spirituality? It's a course from the mathematics department. It's called higher arithmetic, so that you can learn to add and subtract rightly.